Hey guys, thanks for stopping by iDub Hockey. My name is Tyson, and what we're doing today is we're going over how to select a hockey shin guard. Now your shin guards are probably going to be the piece of equipment that's going to take the most abuse, so it's really important that you get a shin guard that's going to match your level of play as well as that's going to fit your leg. So what we're going to be doing is I have here 3 different price point pads. I have an entry level pad, a kind of mid price point pad, and then also an advanced or top of the line pad. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be kind of breaking down some of the general characteristics you can expect to find in each of those levels of pad, because most of the manufacturers in the market are doing a good job at offering entry-level pads all the way up to the advanced or pro level. So to start us out, here I have an entry-level pad, like I said. First feature that we're going to be talking about is the shell design of it. Now, all shin guards are designed as like a 2-piece system like this. So you have your shin shell, and then you have your kneecap shell on the top. Now, most of the time, this shell system won't vary too much as you move up in the line, but you will see with different manufacturers different shapes, and sometimes certain manufacturers on the top of the line pads will introduce a couple different materials just to help increase that protection a little bit more. So as you can see here, simple plastic design, usually some ribs. Core of it is the shin portion, and then a nice sized knee portion as well. Going on from that, taking a look at this one, you can see here has a slightly different profile than the last one, but similar design. You have a little bit of ribs in here that's going to help increase the strength of the pad, as well as the deflect shot, so it's not a direct impact. And then you also have your knee portion. And then here we have the top of the line pad. And in this one, they've actually gone ahead and started to introduce some extra materials to increase the protection that compared to the other ones in this line. So right here, you can kind of see some foam that they've fused to it. That's a unique process that this particular pad's doing, and that's just to give you a little bit higher level of protection. And also one thing to note, like I said, you will see different shapes in the shin. So if you have a narrower leg or a wider leg, there might be a manufacturer that's going to work a little bit better for you. So you can see this one here on the Reebok one is going to be a little bit wider throughout the thing, where this Vapor one is going to be a little bit narrower. So there are different options as far as what shape of leg pad or shin pad you want. Going on from there, next thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at the calf wrap, or kind of the exterior of the pad. So that's going to be kind of the side portion. So on entry-level pads, you'll typically see single density foams. You're typically not going to see a calf wrap that's going to cover the entire back of the leg, but you will have some significant coverage on the kind of the outer portion, and then that single density foam will be the same up here as well as in the upper thigh guard. Going on from that, taking a look at the mid price point. Now at this level, they're going to start introducing a couple more features to give you a little more protection to the outside portions. So going to the calf wrap, you can see it's a little bit bigger. They've now started putting plastic inserts in it to give you a little more protection, but still it's not a complete coverage. Same thing goes for these foams up here. This one, usually you'll start seeing some plastic inserts, as well as occasionally it'll be adjustable at this price point. And then you'll also usually see a little piece out here, but it may not have that upper top of the line protection that some of the other ones will. Now, a top of the line pad, they're really going to focus on giving you a lot more on the outside of it. So you can see here, this calf wrap is going to cover the entire back of it. This particular one actually has an adjustable calf wrap, so you can make sure it's going to cover the entire back of your calf. Also going up to it, you can see here, they actually started putting some plastic inserts at this point, so that's going to offer a little more protection. And then also, most of these pads you're going to see with adjustable thigh portion that helps to make sure the ice pant isn't going to get caught on it when you're playing, so that's a nice feature as well. And then you'll also see dual density foams and sometimes plastic inserts in this region as well. So going on from there, the next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the strapping system of the pads. Now you can see on this one, typically on an entry-level pad, you're going to have your standard elastic straps. So that's going to be like this guy right here. Usually they'll just be on the bottom portion of the pad, but it will close it, but it may not be as comfortable or as snug of a fit as you'll see from some of the other pads. Now going on to the mid-price point. Now a mid-price point pad, you're going to start seeing some of the higher end straps. Sometimes you won't see it across the entire pad, but what that means for this one is this is now a neoprene material, and then you also have 2 straps on it, so it's really going to help you lock down that fit. And then your top of the line pads, this one you're going to see all the strapping on it is going to be usually a unique or advanced level strap. So you can see here it has kind of a mesh-like material that's going to be on the top as well as the bottom portion. On this particular line, on the mid-price point, you didn't see that down here, so now you see it throughout the pad. So that's one thing to expect on a top-of-the-line pad. All right, so the final thing we're going to take a look at is what type of liners do the pads have. This one's going to be your entry-level pad. So you can see here, it's a nylon liner, a standard material. It's not going to be a full-length liner, and it's typically not going to be a removable one. So you can see here, it just has this piece that flips up, but it's not going to actually be removed from the pad. Going on to the mid-price point pad, you can see here, usually at the mid-price point level, they're starting to introduce some of the high-end materials, as well as they usually will offer a full-length removable pad. So you can see here, if I go ahead and remove this, that's the liner portion of it. Like I said, you'll see usually starting increased material, or the materials of it, so you'll have a little bit of moisture wicking properties, but it may not be throughout the entire liner. Finally, we'll take a look at our advanced or our pro level pad. This is definitely where you see all the advanced materials. So on this particular one, they're using their top of the line liner throughout the entire pad. Also, if I go ahead and pull it out, it usually does a great job at allowing it to be fit to the player. So you can usually kind of tweak it a little bit, just make sure it fits your leg perfectly, as well as, like I said on this one, have an adjustable calf wrap to make sure it's going to fit your leg just right. All right, so that was just a quick look at some of the general characteristics you can expect to find at an entry level, a mid-price point level, and a top line or advanced level pad. As far as determining where in that, you want to once again look at your level of play, as well as sometimes ice players will need to go a little bit higher just because the puck's a little bit heavier and there's a little more impact on it, where some of the inline guys can get away with a little bit of a lighter in pad. So once again, that's just been a quick look at how to select a hockey shin guard. If you have any questions, please give us a call or shoot us an email. Once again, my name is Tyson, and this is at Inline and Ice Warehouse.